Well, welcome here to Balgowan, Michaelhouse versus Glenwood Rugby. It's a beautiful Wednesday midweek fixture. The under 16As have just finished their game and it's almost time for the second team. I'm sitting here with Murray Witherspoon from Michaelhouse. Murray, great to be here. What's your take on this fixture?
Andrew, yeah, good to be here as you say. Beautiful afternoon in the Midlands. I think the Glenwood second team outfit will be tails high after their solid 53-13 win against St Charles just last weekend. Equally, the Michaelhouse second team boys unbeaten so far in a short season, 2 out of 2. Both comeback victories. Conditioning playing a big part. I think this will be anybody's game. The deciding factor, possibly oxygen in the lungs. Let's see. 50 minutes will show us.
And the air is very thin up here in Balgowan, Murray. As you say, Glenwood coming off a fixture against St Charles last week, second team with a victory, and Michaelhouse with a good victory against Westville. So both teams coming into this game with great form, so it should be interesting to watch. The surface is great as we look at the Glenwood lineup, as I'll take us through here. Dale Wilson at number 1, Juden Nadu at hooker, Van Vuren and Mering in the lock partnership, another Van Vuren, Globo and Viviers in the loose trio, with Van Rensburg at 8. At 9, Dylan Bierkes and fly half Drico Marks will be looking to control things. In the midfield, Tumi Sonmolo and Vian Janssen van Rensburg, with the speedsters out wide at 11, Chulum Valo, and 14, Rulani Matibula. And the safety at the back, number 15, Monash Dukuswa.
Having a look at the Michaelhouse second team lineup, the Zimbabwean combination at 1 and 3, that's Madzima and Manyara, with Aidan Mason hooking in between them. The boy from the Lowveld, Rupert Hechter, and Thomas De Lange from Bloemfontein in the lock partnership. Tom Walters at 6. Dan Johnson, another Zimbabwean, at 7, and Josh Nordier, our vice captain, at the back of the scrum. Robbie Lawrence, local boy from the Midlands, at number 9. Jaden Anderson at 10. Halston, Davies Webb, another boy from the Lowvelds in the centre pairing. At 11 and 12. Zubin Randeria, recently third team captain, makes the move up to outside centre for seconds. Kevin Smith, plenty of gas, started in the 4th 15 against Kersney, but on the back of 2 blistering tries has earned his place in the second team lineup for Michaelhouse. And at the back, Adrian Fisher, captain, also our first team cricket captain, plenty of leadership experience there.
Well, the head coach of the second team, Murray Greg Muirhead, lots of experience, has been coaching at Michaelhouse for many years. He'll certainly be looking to pick apart this Glenwood side. Well, it's almost time to go as the Glenwood fans are revving up for their team to come on as the big number 5 leads his Glenwood Chargers, the Green Machine, down this formidable tunnel onto Meadows Field.
A relief to see numbers on their backs, Andrews. Quite a challenge in the under-16 game with no numbers. Bit of guesswork going on there.
And it's not often that the second team has numbers, Murray, so I'm assuming the Michaelhouse second team won't have numbers. But
no, we'll have to work our way through some local knowledge there. Hopefully I can be as helpful as possible, Andrew.
As we wait for the Michaelhouse traditionally playing white and red stripes in the second team and first team, whilst the rest of the team plays in those red jerseys, as you can see in picture. The traditional red-white scream from the Michaelhouse boys as they await their charges to run down this tunnel. Fired up, these boys are looking here, the Michaelhouse second team, unbeaten so far.
If this is in fact the last game of a very short season, can they finish it in style?
Could be another short season, Murray. Well, looks like Glenwood are kicking off first, playing from right to left. Michaelhouse will be receiving.
On Far Meadows, the field's top of picture, that's the under 15 outfits also about to kick off. Referee RUGBY signalling that he's ready to go.
And here we go. Glenwood with a high hanging kick. Oh, Michaelhouse boys letting it bounce. Not ideal for kickoff, but seem to have recovered things fairly well. Looking to exit here, Michaelhouse, as they scrum off Josh Nordier. Plays a little short pod to the forwards to recycle. Building a wall. Looks like a box kick is coming up. No, he plays deep to his fly half, who looks to clear, and he clears nicely, gaining a good 35 to 40 meters, finding touch. So a bit of a shaky start of the restart for Michaelhouse. However, they gathered it back together and managed to clear for touch. Glenwood sliding in on the line out. Nicely taken in the 4 ball. Scrum off, plays a fly off, gives it short.
There's a flank in the back line for Glenwood. Recycled quickly.
Glenwood looking to go route 1. Seems to be working. They've made 10 or so meters, spreading the ball fairly wide. They have numbers on the outside with a big tight head prop taking it up. Solid defense from Michaelhouse so far. It looks pretty organized. Ooh, charging out there for the intercept.
Every hooker's dream.
Then he's got to run another 65 meters. There's the big loose head prop for Glenwood. Dale Wilson making the hard yards. Glenwood just working the blind side.
Is that a foot and touch, Andrew?
It looked pretty close.
Touch judge says no.
So phase after phase for Glenwood. They'll be happy with that. Managing to recycle ball. And before crashing it up, Reese Meering. Again, Glenwood working the blind side with a big tight head prop, William van Vuren. Michaelhouse not committing numbers to the breakdown, rather stacking up on defense.
A lot of communication out there.
Absolutely, calling for the fold. And they eventually win a penalty, so that's certainly a moral victory for Michaelhouse. Phase after phase, not panicking on defense, solid in the tackle, and they win the jackal turnover.
Jaden Anderson, middle of the field, going to put it onto the big right boot. Hopefully he'll get some.
Yeah, we look at the replay. Beautiful technique from the Michaelhouse player over the ball, and it's holding on as the call.
Right. Aiden Mason's first try to line out. It's one, but it's scrappy. Mobile Manyara tidying up. Tom Walters. No. Rupert Hector. Both in red scrum caps.
Good carry by Michaelhouse. Playing the pod. Straight off scrum off, looking in the 1-3-3-1 formation. So a lot of rugby happening in between the 10 meters and the 22 in Michaelhouse half at the moment. Michaelhouse known for running rugby as the man trucks it up. Scrum off looking both ways before he gives it left. Lovely show and go from the Michaelhouse 10. A little bit lateral at the moment, but again, good recycling of phases. There come the big units, the big forwards trucking it up. House also looking to play the blind side. Just keeping it tight. I don't want to get too expansive too early. However, the error is forced, knock on, and Glenwood will have the first set piece, the first scrum of the day. Always interesting to see who has the ascendancy there, Murray.
As you say, a couple of big units out there. For anybody interested in the dark arts of tight forward rugby, this could be an interesting encounter. Small point of correction, Rupert Hector in the black headgear. His lock partner, Thomas de Lange, in red. Tom Walters, the other flank forward in red.
As you say, the dark arts of the engine room, Murray, the tight five. For many rugby enthusiasts and rugby stalwarts, this is a huge part of the game, the scrum. almost 50-50. Michaelhouse getting a nudge there, but Glenwood holding it well. Flat pass there to the Glenwood outside centre. Called okay. However, stripped in contact. Michaelhouse on the counter-attack. Little 2-on-1 on the outside. However, they decide to go in. Wings pretty cramped for space, but he does well by cutting inside. Michaelhouse recycled nicely with 2 forwards.
Oof, left behind.
It's getting a little bit scrappy there for the Michaelhouse 9 at the breakdown. That's twice he's bobbled the ball. This one deemed to be called forward. So second scrum of the day. The first one could have gone either way. Michaelhouse actually got the nudge forward, but Glenwood held it well. Here we see the replay. Just getting in the way of the player's foot.
Robbie Lawrence, his first season at scrum half, so perhaps still learning some of the tricks at the base there.
Not an easy position just to become, Murray. Normally the flank is the go-to to become something. Wow, now another knock-on from the Glenwood scrummy. So a bit untidy at both scrum halves' feet.
Perfect conditions, obviously a lot of nerves out there. Always trying to pack in as much as they can before the season might be called to an untimely end.
Indeed. Meadows looking beautiful with the picket fences around here. It's a nice touch, Murray.
Very homely.
Ooh, big shot from Glenwood this time, except for scrumming up is the call. From the big tight head, Van Vuren. Not looking too happy about that. So Anderson will hopefully get some more meters in his last kick, which he does.
That's a much better kick.
Safety first.
Right, Michaelhouse's first real try-scoring opportunity with a line out just outside the red zone.
Mason finds his number this time. Let's see what Michaelhouse do with this set piece. They give it flat to the forwards. Again going route 1. Looking to earn the right to go wide, as they say. Now Michaelhouse decides to go wide. Ooh, big hit on Renderio there, but he gets the pass away. Nice silky hands from the Michaelhouse outside backs. I think that big defensive hit from Glenwood put him under a little bit of pressure. Here we see the replay. Almost ball and all, but he gets the pass away, I think slightly forward perhaps.
Yes, I think in his eagerness to get the ball moving, possibly a tad forward.
Subin Randeria, his brother playing first team rugby many years ago. Shahan.
That's right, also very capable water polo players.
Correct.
Word on the street is Zubin taught himself to swim. He's now a first team water polo player.
Beautiful story. Well, that one deemed backwards by a referee. And Glenwood look to find some space at the back, which they do. Find some grass on the kick. Michaelhouse fullback.
Adrian Fisher.
Adrian Fisher running it back. Looks like a nice rangy fullback to have at the back. Long legs. Big line speed from Glenwood on the Michaelhouse pot of forwards. However, they move forward and grind forward.
Madzima carrying it up strongly, but losing it.
Holding on is a call. Glenwood player over there in the jackal position, maybe a bit isolated, was Madzima after that carry, and Glenwood got in there early for the jackal. So Glenwood 10, Drico Marks.
Missing his touch.
That's a get out of jail free for Michaelhouse. He tried to bite off too many meters and could not find touch. This is looking dangerous here for Glenwood. Lovely hands. Oof, another penalty at the ruck time. Glenwood player in from the side and diving off his feet. So it was a good counter attack from Glenwood. Sending it wide to the number 11, Mvalo, as we see the replay, but it looks like Michaelhouse player's in there. Yep, and he's just falling off his feet, sealing off the ball. Not allowing Michaelhouse to contest, illegally so. Wow, there's not much in it at the moment, Murray. It's tit for tat.
as you say, ding dong. The Glenwood backline, when things are looking a little looser, very much like the under 16 boys, looking deadly, lethal as things loosen up. Michaelhouse pinching a skew throw in.
Lovely carry. Again, playing that pod right off 9, those forwards.
Hooker Mason carrying it up. Gets it away to Madzima. Madzima rolling it forward. Here comes the back line.
Oh, lovely hands.
I think Campbell Houston dropping it onto his boot, but charged on.
Lovely hands. Campbell Houston looking for the chip over to finish. Possibly should have kept ball in hand and recycled. Here we see the replay. It's good, quick hands. Working the overlap. That's what rugby's about, trying to earn an overlap. Going for the chip and chase could have worked. Perhaps it was a little bit too late. So the maul is sacked.
Davies Webb stepping. And still going.
Michaelhouse in the red zone. Glenwood under huge pressure here.
Mason carrying again. Slowed down. Robbie Lawrence stopped just short of the chalk dust. Try.
The pick and go, route 1, the safe option. Michaelhouse using the big pack of forwards.
That's the hooker, Aidan Mason. Been doing a lot of carrying today, eventually rewarded with a try in the 11th minute.
Well, it's wonderful patient play from Michaelhouse and rewarded with good silky hands to get them into the red zone, and then just being nice and composed as we see the pick and go, and over they go. Michaelhouse drawing first blood in this fixture, 5-0 up. Well, it really is a chess match out there so far. Michaelhouse striking first.
I think it may be an opportunity for both teams to just slow it down. Both sides obviously very, very anxious to get stuck in and enjoy some game time. But perhaps just need to go back to basics, slow it down a bit.
Glenwood certainly do have some big units and some big centres that they should look to use. Number 13, JV Vian Janssen van Rensburg. Looks quite a threat. They'll be looking to get the ball to him more often.
Jaden Anderson chipping it to the right of the posts. Not an easy kick, but on his strong side.
So here's that replay again. Nice low body position from the hooker, Aidan Mason. Lovely execution. It's another hanging kick. Well contested by Glenwood. Slight knock on in the contest. Handy position back to Michaelhouse. Centre field scrum. Will Michaelhouse run it from here, Murray, or do you think they'll look to gain territory?
I think they have an appetite for running, Andrew.
Yes,
I see the ball going through the hands from here. Assuming we win it. It's one small job that they've got to get done first.
Well, of course, with schoolboy rugby, I think you can only allow to push a metre and a half, so that does help the put-in. But I have seen tight heads happen over the last couple of weekends, so it's certainly an option. Looks like they are set to run, there's no doubt about that. What do they have up their sleeve? Is it going to be one out the back door? It looks like it's going to go right-hand blind.
Oh.
Another mistake.
Adrian Fisher on it.
Another mistake at the base of the scrum. Lots of knock-ons coming at the base of the ruck and scrum. Perhaps, as you say, a little bit too eager, too rushed to pick it up. Thinking one step ahead is not always a good thing, Murray. Eighth man for Michaelhouse, Josh Nordier, perhaps already thinking about releasing his winger on the right-hand blind before he had picked the ball up. But now this is dangerous territory here. Just outside the 22, a centre field scrum for Glenwood. Very hard to defend here. No forwards in the back line. It's a 1v1 in the backs.
Yeah, man on man. Every tackle counts. Looks as though something creative is brewing out to the right of the scrum, Andrew.
Yep. Looks like Michaelhouse shoving early here. They're going to have to be careful, especially on Glenwood's ball. They might have to penalise them. Very unsettled at scrum time, and it gives a short arm to Michaelhouse. Interesting decision.
Over on the far field, Michaelhouse fullback just ran the length of the field to score under the poles for the under 15As.
Lovely to see in full flight. So Anderson. Oh, they're going for the quick tap by Michaelhouse.
Well, with big men like Nobile Manyara in the lineup, why not?
Absolutely. Oof, and that's the price. That's the risky price that you pay for looking to run it. Is that a scrum, it seems? Here we see the replay. A little knock-on from House at the breakdown.
Again, just those little niggles in execution.
You would think with the size of this Glenwood pack, they should be okay at scrum time. So 9 for Glenwood. Bjerkes feeds a scrum. That's a good shove from Glenwood. They have to stop pushing. What have they got up their sleeve here? Straight and flat to the number 10. Glenwood just managing to regain possession. A little wayward pass from the big prop, but a strong run from the number 11. Somehow managing to stay in field. He's done well twice, Murray.
He has.
Mvalo.
Very nimble feet.
Glenwood looking a little bit isolated when they run. They're not going in pairs. They've got advantage now for offside, I think. So it's almost a free play. The show and go from the number 10. Trico Marks.
Great thinker on his feet from the number 10. I think he saw the referee in his line of fire, made a call, checked the pass.
Van Vuren, the show and go, back now to the loose head prop Wilson. And they are inches out now, Glenwood with another advantage. This is dangerous territory. The Glenwood backline screaming for the ball. Bjerkes instructing his forwards to go route one, another knock on, so they'll come back for the penalty. So Michaelhouse not rolling away is the call. Glenwood opting for the line out. Glenwood have a pretty effective maul. Will they look to utilize that option? 5 meters from the Michaelhouse try line. The double delay. Oh, and a little overthrow. Mason, almost a soccer-like tackle, but he was going for the ball. Well, it's a big hooker. Glenwood managing to regain possession. And the big number 8.
Just stopped by Robbie Lawrence.
And he's kept
manages to avoid touch.
Great defense of the big Glenwood heavies. Yeah, offsides, I would have said there. Too eager out the blocks of the Michaelhouse defense. I'll have to be careful in this area. Too many penalties in this area can result in some form of a sanction, perhaps a yellow card. Although it is still early days. There, the referee having a chat to Michaelhouse captain, indicating that there's too many infringements in this area. There you see the huge carry from Van Vuren, but the Michaelhouse defence right up for the task.
Quite right about the sanction they might expect. Being the lucky recipients of a penalty try just 2 weekends ago against Kersney, they should know better than most.
Yep. So Glenwood opting for a scrum. They got some huge ascendancy in the last one, so it does bode well for them. Another penalty, scrum penalty this time. What do you do if you're Glenwood in this situation? Do you take the points? I don't think they're going to.
Well, with the clock winding down, I don't think they want to come away empty-handed, but they're going to run it.
Backing their big loose forwards. It's quite stacked on the blind side of Glenwood. There's a big pod. There's the offload for the 8th man. Going for route 1, Glenwood, they are just short. Oh, there's a big prop. And he's over. William Van Vuren. I think what really helped there was that dummy line. Just to make the defense shift a bit, so it was a 1 versus 1 versus a big man. Previously, they've been double tackling him, as we see here. Then the replay, Murray. Now, just a dummy line there. Questioned the defense, allowed Van Vuren to go over. It's a strong finish, but the Michaelhouse defense has been courageous, Murray.
It has. It had to buckle eventually, though, I guess, with that kind of onslaught.
The dam wall eventually burst.
Mark strikes it sweetly to add the 2 points.
Splits the uprights. Well, it's been a great contest so far, Murray. Quite a tight contest. When I say tight, I mean literally tight, close to the fringes. Lots of route 1, not many line breaks. Good defense from both sides. That's great to see.
Yeah, one wonders if at this kind of tempo, maybe it'll become a slightly more free affair in the second half.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see who, if the game does loosen up, which side that suits more. The torpedo. Oh, that's a penalty. Oh, there's another unfortunate penalty there for offsides. The torpedo drop kick working out there. The Glenwood player just spilling it, and unfortunately his teammate was in an offside position. He cannot play the ball after a knock-on. There's a little torpedo drop kick.
The low spiraling kick, Jude Naidu trying valiantly to field it.
And the big man, the try scorer, Van Vuren, playing from offside position. That's very frustrating for the Glenwood coaches. Kick restarts the important parts of the game, and now after you've just gone on the board, now you're under the pump in the red zone. Michaelhouse set the maul and looking to go again. This is looking dangerous. This is looking extremely dangerous for Michaelhouse. Tries awarded for Michaelhouse. Impressive rolling maul by the men in red and white. The hooker is down for his double. On a hat-trick, Aidan Mason. Chucked the line out. Got in the back of the maul. As we see the replay, I think what got Glenwood in trouble is that they went for the sack immediately and not trying to contest the maul. And Michaelhouse managed to stay on their feet, stay afloat, and then they were in trouble from there.
It's It's a fairy tale response to a try literally on the stroke of half time to come back and score your own with your own response and to take the lead. Michaelhouse second team in an unfamiliar situation. They've been chasing so far this season going into half time.
Well, they'll certainly have the lead going to this half. Again, indicating the importance of set-piece play, especially the kickoff, the most underrated part of rugby. You need to receive that and get out of that area. One mistake and look what happens.
As you say, those are the ABCs of rugby, Andrew.
The fundamentals. Glenwood coach will not be happy with that at half-time.
Anderson missing a fairly easy conversion opportunity.
Certainly that one was a lot more makeable. Even goal kicking, how important that is. The difference would be 14-7 versus 10-7 as we approach half-time. Just looking at the replay, Michaelhouse forming that rolling maul, a powerful weapon for them. They will certainly look to use that again. As Aiden Mason goes over for a second, the Michaelhouse guys stoked with life, pumped up as they go into the lead against the green machine, Glenwood, known for its rugby. So Michaelhouse will be happy with this at half-time, Murray, would they?
I think so, especially racing into a fairly early lead just before the 12th minute of the first half, a try by Aiden Mason. Followed up late in the first half with a try by Van Vuren to equalise and then pull ahead with the conversion, and then Glenwood relinquishing that chance to go into the break with the lead, with Mason scoring again on the 24th minute for the 10-7 lead going Michaelhouse's way.
Right, as the boys are getting a drink of water in half-time, we'll go in for a break at Meadows and we'll be right back with the action.
Sometimes when I come home, I wonder what I would say to my younger self. Maybe I would say, ungenayonga yona kid inhle okanye ibhadlileyo. Ndakubona intwana ezimiseleyo. Kodwa qina, qhubeka ufunda, qhubeka udlala, qhubeka ukholelwa. Ngenye imini ukukhanya kuzokufumana.
Well, welcome back to Meadows Field at Michaelhouse in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands for this KZN clash between the Green Machine Glenwood and Michaelhouse. Brought to you by Supersport Schools. At the moment, this is just the curtain raiser to the first team game. It's been a huge contest with Michaelhouse coming up 10-7 at half-time. However, as my co-commentator Murray Witherspoon said, it's been a ding-dong affair, Murray.
Absolutely, Andrew, and on screen we can see second team captain Adrian Fisher. Some final thoughts before he leads his boys back onto the park for the second half. 25 minutes to decide what's a pretty close contest. Just 3 points separating the teams. Michaelhouse unsuccessful with their second conversion, which might have just put them a little bit more beyond. But there's a lot of rugby to come with 25 minutes to go.
Absolutely. We look at some of the highlights from the first half. Aiden Mason has got the brace there with a big pick and go right over the line to draw first blood. Aiden Mason getting a double, but here's the Michaelhouse big man, the tight head prop, William van Vuren, bashing his way over to tie Glenwood at that stage. And Michaelhouse hit right back off the kickoff with this rolling maul for Aiden Mason's second try of the day.
As you say, that's my try of the day, full stop. Textbook line out, rumbled it up beautifully, didn't put a foot wrong, sending the hooker over for the try.
There's nothing better than a line out maul, in my opinion. Maybe bias coming from a lock. Awesome, more kickoff woes for Glenwood. Have Michaelhouse have regained that? No, they haven't. Glenwood have the ball deep into the pocket to Marks, and he puts the old school torpedo, but doesn't find touch. Michaelhouse running it back. A little one-on-one on the wings.
Campbell Harston fending his opposite number off, seeing it up for Robbie Lawrence's scrum half.
Oof. Early advantage to Michaelhouse with an offside call. Glenwood a little bit eager out the blocks, so Michaelhouse with a free play. Look to swing it maybe. Little +1, the tip on in the pot of forwards. No advantage from the referee. I think it was the number 5, Matt van Vuren, a little bit eager out the blocks. Oof, what do you do here, Murray? Does Anderson have the legs to go for poles?
I would say capitalise on the confidence. Drive for the corner, hold thumbs for another textbook line out, rumble it over. Let's hope the formula works again. Mason with the bit between his teeth, doing a lot of running in that first half.
The man's put in a big performance. This is key, this line out, the fundamentals, as you say. Oof. Spoke too soon on Mason. Glenwood looking to counter from here, but again, a little bit isolated at the breakdown, but they managed to secure it, and Glenwood going wide. Perhaps a little bit high on the Glenwood winger, but referee adjudicating it to be okay.
That looks like a change in personnel. I would say that's Tom Nell, who'd been doing service as the first team outside centre early on in the season. Picked up an injury against Kersney. I think this is his comeback performance. Looking to see who he's on for.
So Glenwood just struggling to get out of their half. Most of the territory has been won by Michaelhouse. Oh, good hands there from the scrummy and from the 10. Oh, lovely show and go from the fullback. He was almost through, just clipped down by on the ankles. Adrian Fisher, look, as a dangerous runner. Interesting call.
As the shadows start to creep onto the park.
Let's just have a look at the replay. Adrian Fisher with the show and go, just taken down. Seems like perhaps it was a maul formed and collapsed, and Michaelhouse could not get the ball out, so scrum put into Glenwood. They really need to start playing in the half of Michaelhouse.
Can confirm that Kevin Smith has picked up a little knock. Tom Nell taking his place on the right wing for Michaelhouse.
Yeah, good defense from Michaelhouse, just shadowing the runner.
Nell is down.
Scrummy seeing some space over the top, a charge down, ball back to House. And they're quick to the breakdown. This band's carried well for Michaelhouse.
Tight headlock group at Hechter.
Robbie Lawrence coming to his own at scrum off after a shaky start. He's looking really nippy and dangerous now.
Michaelhouse are a man down, with Tom Nell having lasted just a few minutes in his comeback effort. He's been carried off onto the touchline, so Michaelhouse with 14 players for the time being.
Good continuity for Michaelhouse. Just into the referee. So that'll just be a scrum for Michaelhouse.
See, there is a substitute on now on the right wing for Michaelhouse, but I can't tell from up here in our commentary tower who it is.
I've always wondered about that rule, Murray. So if you pass the ball into the ref, it's accidental, so it's a scrum down. But for me, a scrum is a lot more of a dangerous position to be in with the, as opposed to general play. So Michaelhouse gifted the set piece in their own half. Perhaps it should be a short arm.
Yeah, what you say makes sense. A golden opportunity here in the middle of the field, just 3 or 4 meters into Glenwood's half. Good chance to make some headway for Michaelhouse. Nice clean ball.
Oh, lovely line speed from Glenwood. And they hold him up. They just need to dive on it to the Glenwood players now. Michaelhouse seems to have managed to regain the ball. Nope, it's a
Glenwood.
Lovely counter-attack from Glenwood, and they have the ball. Counter-attack ball must go wide, except for the number 4. Big Reese Meering trucks it up. A little bit isolated.
Michaelhouse returning the line, favor with their line speed there.
Simple handling errors letting Glenwood down. Gifting possession back to Michaelhouse. Robbie Lawrence telling his troops to come around. Gives the ball to Anderson.
Many options out on the left. Fisher takes it in.
Michaelhouse are very quick to the breakdown. It's evident by their phase after phase. As their player's down, there's someone on him. Oof, looking for the quick pick and go, but it's lost it forward. So counter-attack opportunity for Glenwood.
Yeah, they come running from depth, slightly forward.
Simple hands. Another scrum for Michaelhouse. Not much clean balls coming from the scrum. Oh, the big bomb from Anderson.
Perfectly weighted, I'd say.
Yeah,
wonderful kick.
Yep, absolutely. Great decision. Great decision. A raking kick. Lots of hang time, putting the Glenwood 15 under pressure.
And outside is 22. Pinpoint accuracy.
It's potentially a tactic they can use more often. But the key there really was the hang time. And the Glenwood outside back actually had more time than he thought, but because there was so much pressure from the aerial bombardment, he forced the error to Anderson. So now the scrum. Plenty of scrums here, Murray. Feasting on scrums in this game.
Last one did go Michaelhouse's way. Looks like a repeat. Decent ball for Robbie Lawrence to work with.
Lovely platform. What are they going to do? 10. Too many options does the 10 have. Decides to go himself, and he's wrestled into a maul. And Glenwood have stolen it again. Glenwood looking pretty strong in contact. Oh, it's dangerous here for Glenwood. That ball probably should have gone out wide, but yep. Another mistake. Possibly should have passed before contact there. Murray opted to take it in.
I couldn't agree more. He had his 2 men. They were hungry. They were screaming outside him on the left. Gas to burn. No ball to burn it with.
Oh, that's what you play rugby for, to create overlaps.
Line. Line.
Looks like Nobile Manyara off the park. Placed at tight head for Michaelhouse. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of who it is.
This must be about the 10th scrum of the game.
Matt Doyle at tight head for Michaelhouse.
There they go, out the back door to 12. There's simple hands there. Well done, work to overlap it. Well defended by Glenwood. It's the second time is that Campbell Houston has looked for the chip and chase. Maybe should back his strength instead, especially on this side of the field, trying to kick it off your right boot.
Agree with you. I thought it the first time around. It's a wonderful example of how if you had a left boot in your armory, it might make all the difference in the world.
More line-out woes for Glenwood. Michaelhouse is just getting opportunity after opportunity here, just from the mistakes from the Glenwood team. But Glenwood again, super strong in contact, holding him up again for the third time. Oh. And another scrap.
Thought we had seen the last of those in the first half.
So again, Michaelhouse camping in the Glenwood half, almost for the entire duration of the second half. Murray, I don't know if Glenwood's been in Michaelhouse's half this interesting.
Certainly not in the last 8 or 10 minutes, Andrew. I don't recall them on any adventures in the Michaelhouse patch of the paddock.
However, it's still 10-7. Glenwood have kept Michaelhouse at bay. Glenwood looking to go blind. There's that torpedo. That's a beautiful kick. Wow, what a textbook kick from Drico Marks. That torpedo can just gain meters. And he does. He gains 50 meters, Murray.
I'll bet he's enjoying the altitude, adding those extra inches onto his kicks.
Loving that old school spiral kick there. Nice tight spiral from Drico Marks. Aidan Mason been prominent in this game. I think that one's okay. Nice play from the Michaelhouse loose forwards. The interplay in their pods is really good between each other. Shaky pass from Robbie Lawrence at 9. Glenwood quickly out the blocks, almost offsides. Yep, offsides. So just as Glenwood made headway into the Michaelhouse half, they're going to give up some territory.
It's a wonderful attacking platform that we could be building for Michaelhouse here, just outside the Glenwood 22, midway between the 10-yard line and the 22-meter line. It's a quick line out, but it's squandered.
Looking to go wide early are Glenwood. It's a speedster, well tackled by Campbell Houston. He's been solid on the wing for Michaelhouse. Glenwood in 6s and 7s at the moment. However, it might work out for them. Here's the big man, a little drawn pass. There he goes. Now we've released the outside backs. Give it to the speedster. There's the big man again. Silky hands.
Plenty of forwards in the back line for Glenwood right now.
Yep. Big lock, Reese Meering taking it up. And House have turned it over.
Here comes Matthew Doyle.
Good play from the
replacement tight head.
nice energy. Doyle's brought onto the field. Getting over the gain line. Hechter's had a great game for Michaelhouse, Murray, I must say. Prominent in those pods. Huge line from the Michaelhouse forward. Oh, there's space on the blind side for Glenwood.
Ooh. Unlucky scenario. Just slipping into a tackle that may have been slightly hard to start off with, but I think he's all right. Looks like he's getting up to his feet again.
Yeah, perhaps just winded there. Copped one in the chest. Looks like might be his ankle.
I think, Andrew, this is where you might see that conditioning that I started off by talking about before the kickoff.
Yep.
The cramps setting in for the visitors.
The last 10 minutes.
Yep, this is where we might look to see Michaelhouse upping the tempo, ratcheting it up another notch or two.
This is a key moment here for Glenwood. They're in their half. This is the furthest up the field they've been. Michaelhouse contesting well in the line out. As they look to go, possibly could have released that ball.
Yep, men out wide, hungry for the ball.
Lawrence going blindside again. Adrian Fisher puts it on the toe, but directly into touch, it looks like it.
Doesn't look like anybody's going to be breaking that stalemate. 15 minutes of no score in the second half.
Yeah.
16 minutes.
The game's in the balance, Murray.
You start to feel, in fact, with a certain degree of surety that the team that scores next will win.
Another mistake at line-out time from Glenwood. Line-out woes for both teams at the moment, Murray. Glenwood looking to just shake it up and go straight to the prop of that line-out. Would have worked, but the ball was just knocked on, so it'll be a Michaelhouse scrum.
Do you think, Andrew, that the absence of game time has got a lot to do with those sort of precision aspects of the game, like lineouts, for example, and those finishing passes?
Absolutely, Murray. You can train for as much as you want, but there's no pressure like a game situation and no conditioning like an actual game either. So the guys are tired now. You can hit as many crash bags as you want at practice and run as many shuttles as you want as practice. But when you're taking hits and rucking like this,
it's just not the same.
It's just not the same. So those errors are going to start creeping in, and yes, I would say definitely due to lack of game time. There's a good exit from Michaelhouse. Nice, cool hands under pressure in his own 22. Pumps it back down the field.
Great kick. Yeah, I was just pointing out, it's been 438 days since Michaelhouse last welcomed buses full of boys to play rugby against us.
Wow, it's over a year. Oof, Michaelhouse snapping it away there.
Mason on the hoof again.
Mason's been prominent. Lawrence, got to go left here.
Manyara. Doyle, that's the whole front row.
The Michaelhouse front row has been busy and they're looking fit. Lawrence telling his forwards to get to the right.
Manyara again.
And this is just chewing up the clock here, Murray. Michaelhouse can keep recycling like this.
Absolutely, they can do this all day.
All day.
To the vice captain, Nordia, carrying it up. Mason again. There are players out left calling for it for Michaelhouse. Anderson.
Sniping run from Anderson. Phase after phase for Michaelhouse. It's about the 8th phase in this play. Manyara again been prominent in the tight loose.
DeLange to Davies Webb. Pops it up.
Just slightly isolated. The one opportunity the Michaelhouse player was isolated. Glenwood straight in there on the jackal, winning the penalty. But Michaelhouse will be okay with this. There's a tight angle. They'll contest at line-out time. It's anybody's game at line-out time at the moment. That's a great kick. Great kick from Marks. Wow, he's had
exceptional. Really good kick.
That's a game changer now. In the red zone, they need to secure this line out to Glenwood. A lot of players walking at the moment. The energy levels are low. Michaelhouse looking a bit more conditioned. Good line out from Glenwood. This is a good platform set by the Green Machine. Difficult to stop at more time. Michaelhouse have managed to keep them at bay. Glenwood player just peeling off. Blindside, the order of the day. And it's stolen. The jackal by Michaelhouse. Oh, they should run this one wide.
Oh.
I don't know about that option. However,
Well,
it's worked out.
It's a funny old game. It's the shape of the ball.
That one's just gone out to touch.
Well, yeah, got out of jail there. It was a lucky break for Jaden Anderson.
It's, but it was well started by Michaelhouse at the breakdown. Glenwood just peeling off that maul. The man peeling off just isolated on his own.
Absolutely
And I
found
think,
himself on his own.
think that was Aiden, the man, that big man, Aiden Mason again with the steal. Ripped it straight off. He's had a big game, has Aiden Mason.
He's been everywhere.
Glenwood securing that line out nicely. There's a short ball to the flanker. Nkobo. Another handling area from Glenwood, gifting possession back to Michaelhouse. The box kick is on. I saw that myself, except for not well executed by Lawrence. However, Michaelhouse have regained possession.
There's plenty of space again if Lawrence wanted another go, but he gives
Yeah.
it to his forwards.
The big speculator from Mason. And the big hand off the 2-on-1. Oh, what a play. Houston down the side, and he's under the poles for the victory. Huge play by Michaelhouse at the death. However, I said victory. There's still 2 minutes and 44 minutes to go. But if they convert this, it'll be tough to get back for Glenwood.
Well, breaking the stalemate in the second half. A try by Campbell Houston. Ball beautifully worked. Vision by the hooker to get it out wide on the left-hand side into the hands of the waiting winger, who then had a bit of work to do. He still had 2 defenders to beat, which he did.
Wow, that was awesome play from the big lock forward, I think it was. Just running with the ball in 2 hands, drawing in the 2-on-1, executing the 2-on-1, the basics of rugby. Excellent play. Campbell Houston's been prominent on the wing. He's been a busy man. Textbook winger try. Pinned his ears back. He'll soak up a full minute here, Will Anderson. Well, now Glenwood with a 10-point lead with 2 minutes to go. It's going to be a tall order for them to come back here.
And around about now, the air is just getting thinner and thinner for them, I'd say.
There's one kick chase. But there's that man Hector again. He's been busy.
Here comes Robbie Lawrence.
Michaelhouse running it. They got numbers wide. I don't think that was the best decision. Just a weighted pass to the right.
Great skills by Marks.
Yeah. A little tip on. Yeah, good play from Glenwood. Strong in the contact. There's a big number 7, Viviers. Inside ball. What can they do here? They need to strike now, do Glenwood, before the clock runs down. It's on. Oh! Got a penalty. They need to go for poles. Oh, he's gone for the quick tap.
There's plenty on, but maybe there's just enough time for Michaelhouse to organise
Ball
themselves.
goes. This is big defense of Michaelhouse. 20 seconds left. That should be the game. What a line break from Jason Viviers. Time virtually up on the clock. 8 seconds left. However, Michaelhouse will not want to give up any points here. Another put in. So Glenwood 8-man picks it up, gives it a short ball to Sumolo. But strong defense from House. Backwards is the call. Michaelhouse will put it out for a famous victory. Final score 17-7 to Michaelhouse. Murray, the boys will be pleased with that one.
I think they will be. Excellent way to wrap up what might be the end of that short season that we've been referring to all day. And just to confirm that over on the far field, Michaelhouse's under 14A side were able to come away with a 52-7 win over Glenwood, with the under 15A game still underway as we watch the boys thank each other for an excellent spectacle of schoolboy rugby here on Meadows for the second team game. Just to recap, tries by Aiden Mason, 2 of them in the 11th and 24th minute of the first half. Glenwood's only try coming in the 22nd minute by Van Veeren, converted by Marks. And then Campbell Halston coming with the try, breaking the stalemate in the second half, converted by Jaden Anderson for the 17-7 win to Michaelhouse second team.
Right, that brings things to an end for the second team game. Michaelhouse winning 17-7. That's all from Meadows for now. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the first team game. Thank you, Murray.
Thank you, Andrew.
In.